Hey guys, Prepare Mentality here. I wanted to talk about food. And the reason I wanted to talk about food is because health and the food that you put into your body is going to be extremely important. And there's no opportunity but now to start, right? But I not only want to talk about food, but I want to talk about where we get our food. So I'm lucky enough in my community to be able to go to a farm, a couple of farms, and buy poultry, produce, jams and jellies, honey, uh, other forms of meats that I may need, lamb, rabbit. I know some of these things may seem far fetched to some, to others, that's normal. Going to the farm, local farm, getting your produce, getting the things that you need is normal. But for a lot of people, they're not used to that type of setting. They're used to going to the grocery store. They're used to going to down the street to the corner store to get their food. They're used to hopping on the app and you're guaranteed your fast food in 10 minutes. Right? That's the world that we have created in a time where, especially here in America, we're overly obese. We're literally one of the most unhealthiest countries in the world. Now, is it because of our fast food? Is it because we don't have discipline? Is it because that's what society has trained us to consume and eat our lives away? This is a very important topic. I was on a podcast a few hours ago um, with my friend from uh, PBN podcast. They talk about survival and preparedness, things like that, um, about our children and how to raise them and how uh, we do our best to protect them and make sure their needs are met. Uh, and food came up. What are we giving our children? What type of foods are we giving them? Is it constantly McDonald's? Is it constantly fast food? I think sometimes as adults we're guilty of this because it's immediate, it's quick, it's something quick that we can grab and go because of our time, right? But I think we can be more conscious and aware of what we're feeding ourselves. Not everything in moderation. It doesn't mean that we uh, stop cold turkey. Uh, I don't think that's reasonable. But I think it is reasonable to support our local farms. Every time I need eggs, I don't go to the grocery store anymore. I don't go to Sam's Club or Costco. I go to my local farm to get my eggs at a cheaper price. Go to your local farm, find out what's in your community or what farms are outside of your towns, of your city, where you can buy local produce. And another thing that is important is we're giving our monies to people we know are growing and cultivating and giving something of resource, big thing as food, back into our community. And by giving them our money, we're helping our community. Because in a crisis or disaster, or even in a place where the economy is down and we don't have the money to go to the grocery store anymore, you're going to need your local farmers. You're going to need people who can grow things. Your on demand grocery store, your on demand fast food, your favorite fast food place, It's going to be non existent in that type of world and that type of environment. So I think it's important for you to gain the knowledge and help even build that knowledge of, hey, we're going to go to our local farm. We're going to go buy some produce or some chicken from our local farm and actually start cooking your food. I know I'm guilty of not cooking as often as I should to either save money, eat healthier, and to provide a good, well balanced meal for my family. I'm guilty of that myself. I don't always cook just because of the time I have and so forth and so on. So it is hard. I'm talking to myself, I'm preaching to the choir. Everything I'm saying to you, I'm talking to myself about it as well. I'm talking to my family about it. But the key is to find farms, find these resources to not only help yourself, but to help them put back into you, right? Help them so they can help you. You're going to need these individuals that are doing the work, plain and simple. Because when all else fails, you know a guy who can make some honey. You know a guy who can have, poultry ready. You know a guy who can plant vegetables and he's got some for you because you already made that connection ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute to make these connections, to make these community friendships, right? And for a lot of you who wanted to start helping your community, I think this should be number one. Start helping your farms. Help them get to a place where they have what they need to grow and cultivate and gain the resources that they need to help you. I think that's simple enough. If you want to help your community, start there. It's an easy start. There's nothing hard about it. Just giving and showing support to your local farm. We have the resources here online on our phones to look up local farms, what they may have in support, right? So, again, I'm doing it. I'm going to do more of it. And by talking to these individuals, talking to these farmers, you can learn something. I know I have. And you can start doing the things yourself. Simple things, nothing crazy. You can start growing tomatoes. You can start growing, veggies, berries, whatever you can do. Again, check where you are, go online, see what you can plant in your landscape. It's going to be different for everybody, right? But at least you'll get an understanding of what you can produce. I didn't necessarily understand all this until I got around that type of environment, around those people who grew things, around those people who say, hey, man, you want, something extra here from my farm? Sure. And it's healthy for us. So that's all, guys. I just want to bring some awareness to our local farms and communities because it's not said enough, right? So I want to start this trend of going to your local farms and supporting them, right? But that's it for me, guys. Be safe, be healthy, stay blessed. Prepare mentality.